So when you're out in the field looking at waterfowl, one of the good ways to characterize them or divide them up into two big groups are the dabbling ducks, or also called puddle ducks, and the diving ducks. And here we just happen to have a big group of dabbling ducks, our mallards, and we also have some coots in here. So let's talk a bit about the two groups. Mainly first, these dabbling ducks. So the group of ducks called dabbling ducks are probably the most familiar to you, and some of them right here in front of us are doing that dabbling with their butts up in the air. They are herbivores, and they are generally just looking for food underwater, and so they usually don't dive. They're just dabbling on the surface. And this includes the majority of birds that you might see in your local small lake or pond or river. These include things like the mallards we're looking at here and the coots, as well as geese and swans, the pintails, gadwalls, shovelers, widgeons, and we can see their behavior right here. So they are a bit more buoyant and larger bodied than the diving ducks. And they're usually in shallower rivers and lakes and along the edges because they can get the aquatic food easier. Often they have a colorful speculum that is viewed on the male. That's a bright part of feathers that you can see sometimes in some of these guys, not all of them right now. The dabbling duck group, they're able to walk on land better because their legs are more centrally placed in their body. And often you will see the dabbling ducks on the grass or meadows or riparian areas next to waterways. And so they'll also be searching for food there and grazing. So they walk better and kind of have a smaller foot size compared to the diving ducks. They also can take off straight from the water, kind of flushing off the water more quickly than the diving ducks that all actually have to get a running start. And they also have a larger wing to body size ratio. And again, they are kind of more buoyant and floating up above the water, so you see more of their bodies than you do with the diving ducks. Include things that we do have here on this river, the Deschutes River in Central Oregon, like golden eyes and buffleheads and mergansers. I've seen all of those in the last few days. We get a lot of those in the winter time. Diving ducks also include canvasbacks, the closely related redheads, scops, scoters, ruddy ducks, as well as loons and grebes, which actually aren't in the duck family, the Anatidae, but are in their own families. But they both also have that same lifestyle of diving for their food. And those diving groups are generally looking for animal prey. So they're diving under the water and looking for freshwater invertebrates and crawdads, that kind of thing. So again, there's sort of two basic lifestyles and accordingly two different body styles in many of the birds you're going to see that are on the water. So again, basically we have the two groups, the dabblers like we see here that are exemplified by the mallard and the coots, those cute little coots with their black heads and gray bodies and white bills. Now they're actually in a different family than the mallards. The mallards are in a large family that includes the ducks and geese and swans, whereas the coots are in a different family that include the common moorhen and gallinules, as well as many shy birds that are usually hiding in the reeds. Like in the reeds you see beyond the edge of the water here, the rails. But generally the coots and the gallinules in that family are the only ones you're generally going to see sitting on the water and mingling with these guys. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that comparison of diving versus dabbling ducks.